Good afternoon, folks. My name is Robert Scott Perry. I'm from Portsmouth, Rhode Island. I would like to be your next U.S. Senator. I'd like to replace Jack Reed at a job that he seems to have been at for just about as long as I can remember. My entire adult life, and many of yours, has been spent with him in Washington, D.C. The results of that, I think, have been catastrophic. Not just his being in Washington, D.C., but what he went along with, what he allowed to happen. When I went out to work in 1980 or so, college and work, it was about maybe 60 times the wage for the CEO as it was for the worker. Now it's 280. Those two numbers stick in my head. I just can't seem to get it out of my head that it's gotten so much worse, that it is so much further from the bottom to the top, just in the simple idea of work. I know it sounds like I've boiled it down a little bit too small and I've made it too simple, but that one simple fact really bugs me. If you go to work today, it was 60 times what the worker made that the CEO made in 1980, and now here it is 30 years later or more, and it's 275 plus times what the average worker makes. That's just totally wrong. So on the economic side, they've completely failed. What part Jack Reed might have played in that, I'll pick apart for you, folks. I'll show you some votes that I disagree with. How much blame you put on him, that's a question. The whole system, there is no question. They totally screwed us. They robbed us. For 30 years, they have been stealing from us. Every day that you punched in to go to work, you got robbed. The guy on top sat in his office and he figured out how to take another penny. They took a penny from you every day you went to work for 30 years. That includes the guys that were slick and made 70 and 80 and 90. Back when that was a big bunch of cash, guess what? They robbed you every day. That's why your kids are back at home now, sleeping on the couch, and guess what? Their minimum wage is the same one that you went to work for 30 years ago. So they can't even support themselves while they sleep on your couch. Because we gave it over to a system. We gave our politics over to a system of guys that fought it out financially to decide who would lead us. That's not the right way. That's part of the reason that I'm sitting in front of my computer, bringing attention to myself, which is not always something I enjoy doing, coming up with ideas that I know are going to be very unpopular among some people. I don't like doing that, but I feel like I have to do it, and I have to do it now. This is almost our last chance. I really believe that if we don't start setting things right, they're going to take all the money. It's very simple. In 30 years, they've managed to make going to work a loss. Every time you work an hour, it costs you more than an hour's worth of pay just to survive that hour. They've made work not pay. They includes Jack Reed. I'm particularly focusing on him today because this whole video today is to respond to his message. He said, it's not time for partisanship. It's not time for picking parties. I disagree, Mr. Reed. It is definitely time to pick your party. Partisanship is what we have today. We have to destroy the teabaggers, okay? We have to get rid of them. We can't make deals with these people. The Republicans are domestic economic terrorists. They said it directly to our faces. They said they would spend all their time and all our money trying to destroy Barack Obama and make sure that he couldn't accomplish his job. They directly and out loud said that they were going to work in a treasonous way to bring down our government from within. It's time to pick a side, Jack Reed. I've picked my side. I'm a progressive. I'm a Democrat. I put nothing ahead of saving the physical environment, the earth itself. The first thing we must do is stop all use of carbon-emitting sources of energy. That's my number one stand. I'll never walk away from that. I have many others. Some Mr. Reed might agree with on top when he responds, but when he gets to Washington, he's always the guy that the Democrats have to make a deal with. he's most like a Republican. He gets there and he says, "Oh, I don't really want to do it. I'll do it if you give me this." But that's what the Republicans want. Why are you saying that, Jack? Well, I kind of agree with the Look, Jack, if you agree with the Republicans, maybe you picked the wrong party. It's time for partisanship. It's time to put the Republican Party back in its place. And its place is in history, as in gone, as in past. The day of the teabag is dead. It's time to stand up for being a progressive, liberal Democrat. That's what we are, Jack. That's what Rhode Island is. Be whatever you want on your own time. You can vote for whoever you want. But to say that it's not time for partisanship, it's not time to choose your party, choose your party, Jack. I've chosen mine. I want the party that works against there being a difference of so much between the average worker and the CEO. Whoever made it so that it's 300 times the pay for the CEO that it is for the working guy on the line, I want to get rid of him. And if that includes a lot of guys from my own party, that's fine. But I've chosen my party. I've chosen my politics. Choose yours, Jack. Either you work with us and you work for the common man, or you work for the corporations. Us or them. Heard it before? Yeah, your buddy Bush, the one who you voted with all those times during the war. We know, Jack. We know you're really not one of us. It's time to walk the plank. Hit the road.